Hi, it's Bumbleberry, and welcome back to Seduce Me to the Demon Wars. We're actually gonna go and attack the Demon Lord now, and we're gonna look for peace, and Sam has dragon powers. Even during the roll call of the major generals, the air became full of determination and pride.
Mirth! Avarice! Nadia! Fiorna! Aradum!
Each name became a mark on history. This was the war to bring freedom or destruction to the demon world. If the rebellion didn't win this fight, then this war would never end. If the rebellion won, then the world would become united in hopefully a peaceful rule. The hour the battle was to take place, my thoughts instantly ran back to our final meeting in Lilith Castle. Diana had pulled the leaders and us together, instructing us on how exactly to proceed. So I need to go and attack
When you
with
get
Sam.
to the castle, I will be fighting one-on-one with the Demon Lord. If something should happen to me, then I need you to take over. She is not ready to fight him, and you need to be at full strength to finish him off.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
She'll be fine. Don't go doubting her strength just yet.
Sergeant believes in me. I stared, listening and reaffirming the order. I couldn't lie I was nervous. However, I was determined enough to see this through. I looked over at my fiancé with a confident smile. I got this. Don't worry. Despite the worried look in his eyes, he nodded and held my hand, trusting me in my decision to agree with Diana's command. Oh, she's mad. Diana rolled her shoulders and looked at the map draped over the war table. Yeah, she's angry. What's going on? Why are you clearing your
Might
throat?
I suggest a simple solution to deal with the Demon Lord?
What is
What
it?
is it?
Oh, okay, Diana will cover that for me. Shadow turned and pointed to the map, his finger pressing against a tower structure on the Demon Lord's castle.
If my scouts are correct, then that tower directly hovers over the decaying sea.
And your point is? The what? Shadow turned to me with an unamused grimace, while Rabbit stepped towards me, hugging her staff to her body.
The decaying sea. A cursed stretch of water that has plagued this side of the demon world for thousands of years.
Why? It's
Many
water.
demons have fallen into that water and were never seen again.
What on earth is in
It's
there?
no ordinary sea. It's an eternal death wish.
Eternal death wish. That sounds serious. Just from the look in Rabbit's eyes, I could tell that this sea was bad news. Shadow nodded at Rabbit's description, adding more to the fright of the waters the castle was pressed against.
Any creature unfortunate enough to fall into that cursed stretch of water will be doomed to sink into an endless black void. They can never die due to the dark magic in the water, but they can never come back up. There's
Well-
no saving them.
How would they know that, though, if they've never been able to come back up? I became fearful just thinking about going near it. However, Diana crossed her arms and stared blankly at Shadow.
So you wish for me to drag him up to the tower and toss him over?
Precisely. It would make killing him much easier, wouldn't you think?
Why? Diana pressed her lips together, not agreeing or disagreeing with the suggestion given to her. However, the conversation quickly turned back to the matter at hand. The remaining incubi and their wives. Okay, so we're going to take care of that.
Meh. Big crowd for a dickhead old man, huh?
Yeah. I looked at the map on the war table, seeing multiple markers clutter in an open field in front of the Demon Lord's castle. According to Sergeant, there were hundreds of thousands of soldiers prepared to march, all ready to shed blood. I, however, looked to Sam with worry. I was frightened yet determined, worried yet pushing myself to be brave and step forward. Sensing this, Sam wrapped his hand around mine and gave it a squeeze.
Hey, whatever happens, we'll do it together, all right?
Oh, his voice is just so calming. Samuel! I listened to him speak before nodding and taking in a deep breath. Everything would be okay. We would be fine. I had to believe in myself and get us to the castle. Yeah! What's going on?
She's saying that everyone's here for the same thing and we're gonna paint the walls with blood.
Yeah, Diana. Really?
Well, not literally, but that should kick everyone's ass in gear.
I nodded as I stared at the back of Diana's head. A part of me felt a little intimidated and jealous of the power she had. She really could make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're gonna go
Everything is in
check.
order.
Sergeant Diana's guard are at the front lines, while Shadow is with his legion to the west.
To the west? Look at Demon Lord Sam. He looks ready for business.
You got a straight line to that bastard.
Yeah, you do. Look at you and all your curvy swooshiness.
We've done what we can to keep your way clear. We'll try to make sure the battle won't break through the path.
I nodded, feeling the need to agree? Oh, feeling the need to rush and nip at my heels, pushing me forward. My fiancé seemed to agree, gripping my hand and walking at my pace alongside me. However, as we finally arrived at the forest line, Faye and Rabbit stopped, looking back at us.
Straight through here. The sound of the war will always be on your right, so do not get lost.
Yeah, thanks, Rabbit.
You'll be fine, though. Just follow the tree line.
Okay. In sync, my fiancé and I nodded in acknowledgement before turning to see the other brothers and their wives. So, this is it.
Remember your surroundings and protect each other.
Be careful, alright? Make sure you stay safe.
That's so sweet. Did they do this last time? I don't think so. Oh, I can save? Yeah, why not? I didn't change anything from that time.
Princess, brother, we'll see you in the end.
He still calls me princess. I love you. Also, don't touch my man, Iridessa. You seem classy, but you're with one of my main squeezes.
We have faith in you. You'll make it there, and we'll return to the human world soon.
We'll finish this and rush in as soon as we can, alright?
Make sure you kick some serious ass. Show that old goat what he gets for messing with you.
Heck yeah. Let's do this thing. Also, you are also with my other love, so be careful because Daddy is my little sweetie pie.
We'll win this. We know we can.
You can do this. We'll see you soon, okay?
It would be nice if Damien could also see the future. I smiled despite the nerves running through my body. I held onto my fiancé's hand and gave it a hard squeeze before receiving one back in kind. We'll finish this. Then we'll go home. The group nodded before I slowly turned around and looked into the tree line, took a breath, and rushed forward. Matching my speed, my love followed, weaving through the trees and behind me not to lose sight of me. The journey was surprisingly swift. Alright, so everyone's trying to attack me? You will be sorry, because I am super secret fabulous, super secret fabulous, super secret fabulous. Okay. The goal was to get to the castle. I had to focus. Before I could, however, I stopped at the sight of imps trickling from the direction of the castle in our direction. My rage began to ignite in my core, causing the world around me to fill with a red, misty hue. I snarled as I lurched forward and let out a resounding battle cry that echoed through the air. I'm not gonna do that. You want me to? I'll try. Grah! Woo! I did such a good job. I could barely hear my incubus jump back at the sound, surprised to see me and hear me do what I did.
Whoa! What the hell?
I was very impressive. I know Sam. Fist of Fury. However, I didn't care at the moment. All I could focus on were the imps that I had successfully stopped and intimidated with my howl. Get out of my way! I jutted my hand forward, quickly forming a large red orb and blasting it forward, letting it shoot through the trees and land on me and one of the imps. Oh my gosh, it exploded on impact. Nice voice. I like it. The explosion forced many around him to be blasted away against trees or against the ground, disoriented. I wasn't going to let them pass me by, though, stepping forward and letting my instinct rush forward at them. My body instantly reappeared in front of the imp as I swung my fist high, slamming it into the imp's face and practically breaking his head from his neck. The pain in my knuckles flared, but I didn't care. Adrenaline rushed through me and quickly dissolved it. The remaining imps began to quake and step back in fear, most likely never anticipating a human decimating their number. I wasn't so friendly and merciful. What is wrong with my words? I wasn't so friendly and merciful, especially in my rage, as I lunged forward again and kicked at another imp, right in the face, hearing it breaking of his ribs through the forest. I guess it was in the chest. Each time my eyes locked on an imp, I rushed to be in front of him before he could react and either severely knock them out of commission or killed them. imps were almost easier than the darn dummy I had practiced with. So I guess the dummy was a lot more durable than actual squishy imps. My incubus, despite probably being surprised at my carnage, followed as I continued forward, fighting through every imp that came in our way. I lost count of how many had crossed me, but I didn't care. All I cared about was getting to the castle. By the time we reached the end of the forest, there was a slew of dead and unconscious bodies behind me. I stood at the tree line, panting and feeling waves of angry heat run through my veins. I panted for air, slowly focusing on calming down as my energy quickly depleted from its adrenaline-filled high. That was all I could do before my energy was expended and a wave of exhaustion rolled through my body. I began to fall forward, exhausted. My fiancé, however, quickly rushed forward and caught me in his arms. Thanks, boo.
Oh shit! Are you okay?
Super fabulous. You look so shocked. I looked to see Sam staring down at me with a deeply concerned gaze. We were safe for the moment, so I merely smiled up at him with a nod. I'm fine. I promise to protect you, like you protect me. Look at his, dubious face. Sam pressed his lips together and shook his head, glaring down at me before wrapping his arms fully around me and hugging me to him.
You fucking doofus.
Thanks, monkey. I hugged him back, feeling relief that we had finally arrived at the castle and were about to rush inside. As we slowly pulled away, Sam lifted me up and helped me to my feet.
You gonna be okay?
I've had worse. I nodded, shaking off the exhaustion from my mind. I was ready to end this. I looked up at the castle gates and felt a rush of determination run through me. I feel like we're gonna get the good ending. Who else has a good feeling? I think we can do this. Let's go finish this. With that, Sam and I raced forward. The final battle had begun. At the gates, however, stood a figure that seemed to pose almost pridefully in our path. Sam and I stopped and took in who was standing in our way. For some reason, he seemed familiar. Who?
Finally, you showed up.
Shut up. What? That voice. My mind finally clicked, linking that voice to a memory I wish I had forgotten. However, it couldn't have been. No way. Oh my gosh, what is that face? What is that face? What is that beautiful face? Oh gosh. Sam began to growl almost animalistically as the figure stepped out of the shadow of the gate. His face was covered by a terrifying devil mask, but I recognized him despite that. His white hair, his red skin. There was no way it could have been. And he has the little pentagram thing on his chest.
Missed me, bitch?
Malix!
Oh, hi, there's your actual face. At the sound of his name, Malix reached up and removed the mask from his face, revealing a large amount of scars and wounds that were hidden away. Despite this, there was also a smirk plastered ear to ear across Malix's cheeks. What do you have to be smiling about, young man? Like, really? Anyway, whatever. At the sound of his name, Malix reached out. Okay, so he's gone.
You're supposed to be dead!
Yeah.
You didn't think I actually died, did you? Only pussy little boys like you can get taken out like that.
My heart froze at the fact that he was still alive. My heart froze at the fact that he was still alive. It couldn't have been. I had seen what happened to him. He was supposed to be dead. Oh, he seems a little less angry now. Malix inhaled a deep breath and stretched out his arms, looking around with the largest grin on his face before turning to Sam.
Isn't this the most brutal war you've ever seen? Legions killing each other for no goddamn reason other than to rule this pathetic plane. It makes me want to make popcorn and watch the bloodshed.
Oh, Malix. He looks different, though. Maybe because he's shirtless? Was he always shirtless? I can't remember. Sam-haired Glard glared hard at Malix, taking a step towards him. Malix, however, cackled in response and locked eyes with the incubus.
Of course! I came here for a reason. I can't just sit on my ass and watch. Too bad, though. This is some great entertainment.
Then why are you here, asswipe? Got a real death wish this time?
What makes you think you can kill me? Besides, aren't you trying to save energy to fight your old man?
His laugh makes me laugh. I don't know what it is. Malix stuffed his hands into his pockets and leaned back, puffing his chest out and flaunting the burnt insignia on his chest.
I got sent here by the head of hell himself, straight from the top. And I got the best seats in the house to the bloodiest war this plane has ever seen.
So I guess he did die, and he was just sent back to play with us. Oh, Sam chuckled, cracking his knuckles. If that's not the most terrifying face you've ever seen, I don't know what is.
Funny! I thought Satan only gave a shit about devils who didn't get their faces beaten in. Seems like he's getting soft.
Instantly, Malix's face shifted to an angry scowl, making the smirk on Sam's face widen.
Now that you're all hot and bothered, wanna tell me what you're up to before I send you back with your head up your ass?
Well, first I'm gonna paint these gates with your blood. Then wait until this war is over before I annihilate every fucking demon left and make this world a part of hell, just like it was supposed to be.
He says every, effing demon left. I'm like, do you mean just the incubi and the succubi?
You're funny for a dead man.
Am I? You tried to kill me once before, dipshit, and look where that got you. Didn't work out so well, did it?
It worked out pretty great. He has, a brute demon sexy girlfriend / fiance. He has a pair of horns that he now feels more comfortable with. Malix stretched his neck out to the side, making a loud, echoey crack sound reverberate through the air. I winced at the sound.
What makes this so funny is that it won't matter who wins this war in the end. Once it's over, I'll send for my boys and we'll fuck everyone up while they're celebrating. Ha! It'll be the bloodiest celebration this plane has ever seen! Then we'll seal this world and fuse it with hell, giving Satan a whole world full of demon soldiers and slaves at his disposal.
Rude.
The chaos of this world practically begged for a war to tear it apart.
Also
now
rude.
The Abyssal Plains will truly be a part of hell, like the fuck faces of heaven intended.
Excuse me?
Not if I made sure you don't get the chance, fucker.
Malix cackled wildly, staring at Sam with a maddened expression. His eyes burned with insane bloodlust as he smirked and licked his teeth.
It's this world's destiny, shithead! Even humans know that demons belong in hell.
I don't know. No, they don't. See, now I'm getting fierce. I had to readjust my headset and everything. I felt myself become angrier at Malix. Demons and devils were completely different, and demons, except for the demon lord, did not belong anywhere near hell.
Think about it, will ya? How many brainless humans think that demons come from hell? They put demons and devils together like they're no different from each other.
Yeah, but you think humans are stupid.
It's inevitable. Every shit stain on this world is gonna bow down to the Lord of Hell, and we'll rip apart the gates of heaven together.
Why? They have cake. Sam stepped forward once more, cracking his knuckles at his sides.
I am so sick of hearing your voice, Malix.
Yeah.
Let's just end this.
Yeah. Although, what's with his arms? Oh no, I guess Sam has that too? Like gloves? Did this always happen? I don't remember this.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part.
You brought me cake. Devil's food cake. I don't know what my obsession with cake is. I like food. I should stop. But no, I like food. Okay, Malix locked eyes with me, suddenly making a violent tremor run down my spine. His gaze spoke nothing but sadistic intent, and his words made his stare that much more terrifying.
Just because I can, after we're done taking over this world, I'm gonna take that human bitch and make her the fuck toy of Satan's army.
I'd like to see you try, Malix. Instantly, Sam vanished and reappeared in front of Malix, swinging a punch at him. However, he only made contact with the vanishing afterimage. Before I could blink, Malix had disappeared and reappeared behind Sam, punching Sam's head and sending him flying towards the castle wall. Sam!
Payback time, fuckface!
No. I am the only one who gets to do anything with his face. And it's mostly kissing. Okay, Sam, you can do this, but you're not supposed to be wasting energy, so I will do this. Maybe. I'll have energy somehow. Malix flew at Sam's body like a bullet and began to slam his fists into him, the wall cracking and caving in around Sam's body. Help him. I wasn't going to be helpless this time. Besides, I was confident that I was still protected by my grandfather's protection spell against hellborn magic. I quickly rushed forward and prepared an attack, but Malix quickly turned his eyes to me with a large smirk and swung his arm towards me, revealing a sharp red blade.
Die!
No. I didn't get a chance to blink before suddenly being ripped from life. What? Darkness welcomed me as the ruthless swing cut through my neck and ended me? How could this be? The last thing I heard was Sam screaming my name. End Hand of the Devil? What was that? Nonsense. Oh, this is not happening again. Here I thought I would be great. Okay, so you know what? We'll stay back. Sam, you've got this. Part of me knew better than to try. Malix probably had a weapon, and if I knew anything about Malix, he would use that against me without hesitation. I was out of energy to even defend myself from him, and I was sure that's what my grandfather's protection spell ran on. He wanted to beat Sam before trying to kill him. His pride was one downfall of his that I remembered very clearly. Malix, I wonder if the girl's going to come back in any of them. What was her name? I don't know. She seemed cool. Malix continued to pound punch upon punch onto Sam's body, making the body-shaped indentation in the castle wall that much deeper. However, with a small flash of red light, heat suddenly began to erupt from the center.
Get off!
Yeah. Malix was suddenly forced back from a bright energy pulse as Sam pushed himself out of the hole he was trapped in. Around his body were green, flickering waves of energy, pulsating in time with Sam's breath. I stared in shock, watching smoke rise from the crease in Sam's mouth and his nostrils as he formed a large sword in his hands. Something in his eyes was burning, and he fueled it with rage.
Woo! Got some fire this time, huh?
It'd be great if I wasn't looking into nothingness besides flamey gates. Malix raised the arm at his side, forming a large sword with a red blade and a chain connecting it from the hilt to his belt.
Well, so do I.
Malix and Sam rushed at each other, slamming their swords into each other with reckless speed. I couldn't understand how Malix gained the ability to be as fast as Sam, but something about the devil was very different from the first and last time I had seen him. He was much more cocky, and there was some sort of strength within him that frightened me way more than before. However, I felt that Sam still had the upper hand. There was no way he would let Malix win. Sam flipped over Malix and slashed his back, opening the fabric of his vest, but but not deep enough to make contact with his skin. Malix snarled and spun around, reinitiating their clash of swords. The reason I laughed is because I just thought, I bet there's some fangirl who's going to write something about, like, strip battles between this succubi and the incubi.
What's wrong, pretty boy? You seem to be holding back.
I don't need to waste energy killing you!
At last their swords slammed against one another, a screech echoing through the air. Both pushed against one another, snarling into each other's faces.
It's pointless, Incubus! This world is fucked!
Tell that to Satan when you die!
Go, Sam. Sam suddenly lifted his foot up and jammed it into Malix's chest, kicking him back towards the castle wall. With a grunt and the crack of broken ribs reverberating through the air, Malix slid back and glared at Sam. However, the glare quickly died into a look of sadistic amusement as Malix rolled his shoulders and stood back up, as if he could just shrug off the injury. Around his body grew a bright orange and red flame, causing waves of heat to pulse through the air around us. The devil's probably just bringing him back repeatedly.
Final showdown? You got it!
Sam, with a smirk of his own, stood tall with a fast-growing green and red aura surrounding his form. The faint outline of dragons danced within the tongues of the flames as Sam seemed to charge a powerful attack.
It's over, Malix.
I watched as they both charged up for their final attacks and forced their palms out towards each other. Green and red orbs of light shot out from each of their hands and collided, followed by brilliant rays that pushed them forward and into each other. Whoosh! I had to shut my eyes, blocking the flash of light from blinding my vision before looking back up and seeing the bout with a gasp. The air around the orbs pulsed heavily, whipping in all directions and fueled by both the demon and the devil. The orbs ground into one another, lightning and fire bursting from the minuscule space between them. Both opponents had their eyes locked on each other as the earth around them bent and bowed away from the collision of their power. The green orb seemed to quake with the shadows of dragons in its center, pressing against the wall of the orb and forcing it forward against its obstacle. Still, they were somehow equally matched. How could this be?
Give in your remaining energy, child. It is the only way to end this.
The voice of the dragon rang in my head as I stared at Sam. Am I just gonna, pass out if I do that? His face was tightened in pure anger and determination. He was giving as much as he could, but I knew he was holding back to save energy for his father. I took a breath and quickly rushed over to Sam, grabbing a hold of his arm and feeling his body naturally pull energy from me.
What are you doing?
Ending this together. Sam stared at me, causing his orb to falter, but as I passed my energy on to him, Sam nodded and focused back on Malix, concentrating his orb forward with both his energy and mine. Malix would not win. I wouldn't let him. At last the deadlock became pressed as Sam's orb pushed Malix's back inch by inch, with each push getting stronger and faster. I could feel myself getting dizzy, but I didn't care. This was Malix's last stand.
What? No!
Yes! I glared hard at Malix as the clash between them became full of green energy, cutting through the devil's attack with ease. At last the dragons reached their prey as the orb finally clashed into Malix's body, enveloping him in light.
No!
I know, Malix, it's tough. There's no CG for Malix. Sam and I held on to each other, letting go of the energy ray, and covered our eyes with Sam covering me with his arm. We dug our heels into the earth, struggling to stay in place as energy pushed us away from Malix. The gust pressed and brushed against our bodies until, at last, the wind stopped. Sam and I slowly lifted our heads and looked over, wanting to see what had become of Malix. There was no trace of him. The spot where he stood was charred, and the smoke that rose from the ashes of the area danced in the air like rising dragons. Well, we did it. We killed him, at least. Oh, at last. I crumpled to my knees, slamming my hands to the ground to keep myself upright as I panted. I was worn out. If I hadn't been out of energy before, I definitely was now. Sam quickly dropped down beside me, wrapping an arm around my shoulders and laying a careful hand on my arm.
Whoa! Are you okay?
Super. I nodded, obviously lying, but I knew that we had more important things to worry about. Malix was gone, hopefully dead for real, and we were at the castle gates, ready to charge in and fight the Demon Lord. As Sam and I looked up, we both locked our sights on the window exploding outward with a figure flying out of it. As the figure flapped their wings and steadied themselves, they swooped back inside. Diana? I gripped his arm and lifted myself up, knowing we had to get inside.
You good?
I'm fine. Yeah, let's just go.
And I'm so sorry, but this episode actually ran way long. So I have the next one pretty much done. I'll have it up for Monday. I hope you guys have a great day and stay sweet. Can you believe Malix came back? And is his laugh better, or is that just me being crazy? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Stay sweet. Bye.